If you've driven down the A45 in the last couple of years, you've probably driven past Rushden Lakes. You can't miss it. It's a brand new shopping village built around a huge lake. In the summer, you can eat at one of the cafes out on the boardwalk and watch the pedalos and the canoes from Canoe 2 lap their way around the water.
If I was to say it, or anyone else was to say it, it is unique and it is beautiful. So obviously it's all evolves around a lake, Skewbridge Lake, and then all the lakes that then go on from that. It's an open air shopping centre, for want of a better word. It's an outdoor retail park.
This is Donna. She's the centre manager here at Rushden Lakes.
Yes, so I'm Donna French, and my title is centre manager at Rushden Lakes. So I've been there for just over 12 months. It was 12 months in December. And my role is to work with my direct team, which is a marketing manager, retail liaison manager, operations manager, and a member of staff in admin.
As the centre manager, Donna and her team are responsible for literally everything that goes on this site day to day.
So our job on the whole is to be the communicators, the support network for every business that is down at Rushden Lakes. And my role over and above that is actually to be the connectivity to the community and all the surrounding areas.
That link to the community that Donna talks about is an important one, linking the development to the surrounding towns. And while they might think that Rushden Lakes is only home to the big boys like Next and Marks and Spencer's, as we'll find out in this episode, there's a number of other smaller independent businesses on site who have been experiencing their own challenges this last 12 months as well. A job like this can be a tough one. When you're right at the centre of everything, you can pretty much guarantee that each day will be filled with lots of people wanting your attention and time to deal with issues. And over the last 12 months, that list of issues has probably been pretty long at times. We'll find out how Donna and the team reacted next. This is Recovery Through Enterprise, a podcast where we meet some of the amazing small and medium-sized businesses that call the East Northamptonshire region home. You can find out more on the Recovery Through Enterprise project and the range of support and assistance to local businesses by visiting our website at recoverythroughenterprise.co.uk, or find out more by visiting the dedicated pages on Facebook and LinkedIn. In the meantime, to make sure you don't miss any future episodes of the series, please be sure to subscribe to us in your podcast app of choice. And for now, thanks for joining us. It's great to have you with us. Anyone that's spent any time at the lakes will have their own particular favourite among the shop fronts. But for Donna, she's pretty clear about what the draw is here.
What draws people to Rushden Lakes is exactly that word. It is the lakes. People just want to walk the lake. There's a lot of nature happening, a lot of involvement with Wildlife Trust, whether you want to go bird watching or, if you want to go bat watching, whatever it is, a dawn chorus, then they're there and available to help you see beyond a path.
And outside of that, as we've mentioned, there's also a whole world of shopping and eateries that you can take advantage around the outside of the lake as well. So
about 95 businesses in total is what we cater for. We have a few vacancies at the moment, but certain interest. And we also have the East Northants Enterprise Hub as part of Rushden Lakes, with Made in Northampton working out of there as well.
While we don't want to give too much free advertising to some of the bigger names on the high street, Donna is quick to point out right at the start of our conversation the number of independent local businesses that have set up on the site over the last few years as well.
We are more weighted towards high street.
Okay.
So if we're looking at our independents, I wouldn't want to miss any, but there's independents that people don't realise that are independents. So Robert Goddard, double-fronted, lovely shop, and they are an independent. People don't realise that. And then you go along to Mooch, and you've got Magazine Heaven, and these are places that they do look so fantastic as a shop that you think that they are multiples, but they're only on a small multiple. Magazine Heaven is a one and only. You've got Blue Mountain Yard as you're going along. Lounges is another one whereby, and then Bewitched Coffee, local Northampton, started off as one, up to about 15 now. So there's places, AJ Cycles, huge corner store up there on Terrace D for ourselves. And, that's an independent as well.
Right from opening, the presence of these local independent businesses was a key part of the strategy for Rushden Lakes.
Yeah, it's really important. And with working with the Crown Estate, then they want to support the local area, and anything that's independent, in my eyes, it creates an experience. So independence, they do create an experience because they turn over their stock more. They have a point of difference, because if you go to Marks and Spencer's, then every Marks and Spencer's you go into today will have exactly the same table at the front with Valentine's on. Every single one will. If you go into an independent, there will be a totally different offering that you haven't seen before. So it creates those impulsive buys.
She's right. As anyone that's enjoyed a cake from the Bewitched Cafe or maybe spent some time browsing the miles of exotically covered magazines in magazine heaven can attest, these genuinely are experiences that someone elsewhere in the country isn't getting to enjoy. Just yet, at least. And on top of that focus of bringing local businesses into the development and putting them in front of the high footfall, Donna and the team also have another responsibility that she feels is key to her work day to day.
From a community point of view, I work with Rushden and Higham Council, I work with Nenscape. So we're really linking up to the local areas, and such as we're doing now, to make sure that we are sharing our footfall is how I say it. We have a vast footfall that comes into Rushden Lakes, roughly about 120,000 people a week on a normal week. So we want to share that footfall, any connectivity we can do to share that footfall in the surrounding areas.
Over the last 12 months then, Donna and her team have had a pretty full plate helping this array of businesses deal with the ins and outs of the pandemic situation, having to adapt oftentimes in real time as they scrambled to react to a changing situation.
So lockdown. So obviously March the 22nd, 23rd.
It's a date etched in infamy at this point, isn't it?
It was quick. It was very, very quick. We thought we were prepared for it, and once it hit, it was quite shocking. So once the first lockdown happened, we supported the essential stores. So Holland and Barrett stays open, Magazine Heaven stays open, Boots stays open, AJ Cycles, Decathlon. So these and Marks and Spencer's. So these essential stores could stay open.
With the essential stores up and running then, next on the to-do list was the food and drink establishments on site who were all desperate to reopen their doors for takeaway.
What the food and beverage businesses were not aware of, because it wasn't overly clear from the government, was yes, they can do takeaway, but how do they do it? Yeah. So we immediately started to support them. So gradually, by Five Guys sort of led the way. Then gradually, by the end of the first lockdown, we did have the food and beverage team who could do it, doing their takeaway coffees, etc.
This idea of learning and collaborating and working together was a fruitful one, and speaks again to the theme of togetherness and collective spirit that Donna saw on site throughout this period.
So when it came to reopening, we had worked flat out. So we had it completely COVID safe. We had all the COVID signage up. Anything that anybody needed, we had advice to support them. And all of the shops were brilliant. They'd all got their own COVID packages that they'd got with their hand sanitizers. So we all learnt together and we all shared together along that journey.
As it was then, while 2020 likely wasn't the year that anyone, big or small, on the development was expecting, everyone made it to the end of the year in one piece, with no unplanned moves or closures throughout the period. In early 2021, as we recorded this interview, Donna's already looking forward to what the rest of the year holds and remains confident that retail will be bouncing back strongly as the months progress.
I'll answer this personally, so out of role and out of anything. I will answer this personally because I did a lot of work on this the year prior to starting this job and within my retail role as well. It will bounce back. So at this moment in time, we've all been funneled into no other option, but you needed to go online if you needed to buy something. We've been shoehorned into that. So, we know that we've ended up now where we should be in 5 years' time from an online shopping figure. We're already there. So we've shot us, the trajectory has gone 5 years ahead. Will that drop off? Yes, it will. So even if we're sitting at a 30% high of online shopping, that still means that majority 70% of all shopping is done in bricks and mortar.
And with one eye on that latent demand, the team are already starting to make plans for new opportunities for this year to develop both the experience on site and the links between the site and the local communities that it serves.
But we don't have anything planned in from an activity point of view, because we don't know what's happening from a COVID point of view. It is still with us. We're not out of the woods yet.
Sure.
And also there's the apprehensions and disappointments that you're planning things and obviously you need to cancel them. At the moment, we're more looking at commercialisation. So commercialisation are pop-up opportunities across the site. So we would be more looking at commercialisation and having a 6-month pop-up of something on the site. Is what we would be looking at. And again, that generates a new experience for people who are coming to Rushden Lakes. The collaboration will just grow and grow. I mean, we've got, Chester Farm looking to, will be opening. So instantly, if we can get the greenway in place, then instantly people would walk. We have walkers, they would walk from us to Chester Farm. They wouldn't get back in their car. And so they've then got an audience, a captive audience with us, and it's how do we communicate that? So everything we do, we reach out to the local community to make sure that we link in.
Marilyn Monroe said that happiness is not in money, but in shopping. And if that's true, then by the time footfall's back to its normal levels through 2021, Donna and her team and the independent businesses that call Rushden Lakes home are going to be equally busy this year, sharing some of that happiness around. You can find more information on the development by visiting the website at rushdenlakes.com. A big thank you for joining us on this episode of Recovery Through Enterprise. Don't forget you can find out more about the range of support and assistance available to businesses across the East Northamptonshire region by visiting our website at recoverythroughenterprise.co.uk or by finding us on social media by checking out the dedicated pages on LinkedIn and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to the show to make sure you receive future episodes in this series. But for now, thanks for joining us. It was great to have you. This podcast was a production of So Very Creative. You can find out more on our website at soverycreative.com. Next time on Recovery Through Enterprise.
We were so busy during the day and we were working sort of 12 hours a day before we even started talking about doing tastings. And so we only introduced them in around sort of October time, started doing them. We did an odd one and then we started adding them in.
When his wholesale business was hit by restaurant closures, Philip at Amp White Merchants looked to the internet for an answer. Next time.